Praise be to Jesus. Hello, everyone. Charles with you here. Well, you can see by the plate here it says, What God does when you put an idol above him. And there's a couple of points I'd like to make here. Um, the first one is I wasn't really aware of this. Now, there's a woman I listen to on YouTube who's really very, very knowledgeable about the Bible. And she was reading and talking about Bible verses that have to do with this particular topic. I mean, um, what God actually does when you put an idol above him. Now, what she was saying is she said that she doesn't know if this happens with non believers, but it happens with all believers. Um, without a doubt, every single time, this is what will happen. All right, the first thing that happens is when someone does that, God tries to, show them what they're doing. And if they persist in doing this, the next thing God does is close their eyes. In other words, He blinds them to what they're doing. All right, and then eventually, what happens is that whatever they put above Him, it will come back to destroy them in some way, shape, or form in a very powerful way. I guess it's basically you reap what you sow, if you're going to put something above God. Now, I read the comments, or almost all of them, on the videos, and I see these comments all the time on Facebook and Twitter and other places. Um, you know, um, there are really a lot of uncharitable comments. I mean, I understand that we're all angry about what's going on, and we need to understand that justified anger is one thing. Um, when we start making uncharitable remarks and nasty remarks about this cardinal, or saying this cardinal belongs in hell or whatever. Um, there's a couple of things there. First of all, we need to recognize that every time we do this, and I used to do it too. Thank God I've gotten away from it. Um, and you can get away from almost all of it by just being aware of it and recognizing it. All right. So you could stop it before you start typing. Um, what you need to recognize is that God's going to hold us responsible for all these uncharitable remarks. We believe in purgatory, and um, you know, um, when you're there, or when we're all there, except for a very few, we're going to be wishing like, boy, I really wish I would have smartened up, and not me, because they add up. If you do this once or twice a day, or even once a week, over the years, this is really a lot of uncharitable remarks someone's making. And this is exactly what the enemy wants you to do, is for us to attack each other. So um, uh, to get back to what I was saying, to try to develop an understanding that um, people who are lost or put idols above God, um, you know, um, I believe they really deserve our compassion and our sympathy, at least to a point. Um, I mean, they are brothers and sisters, and I always try to think back to the time in that person's life, which there must have been, when they were much more pure, and they headed down the wrong road. Excuse me a minute. The road of pride or whatever. Um, when it got the best of them. The devil is very powerful. People don't Of course, you can give too much, put too much emphasis on the devil and, blame Satan for everything. Of course, they say he's like a chained dog. You have to get close and you have to agree to do whatever. But I just like to make the point that, or a couple of points, that first of all, we should all try to be more compassionate and understanding and sympathetic towards those that are lost, and pray for them, and make sacrifices, little sacrifices like Saint Therese did, just a lot of little ones, and they add up. Um, so I think we need to keep these things in mind, and I really hope that you'll think twice about the kinds of remarks that you make. And I'm just talking to you because I'm talking to you. I'd like to talk to everyone on the internet, or at least certainly believers. We don't want to be doing Satan's work here. All right. So eventually, all this comes back to roost in your backyard. So I hope you give this some thought, and let's all try to cut down on the nasty and cutting remarks, and try to be more charitable. And I mean, if you don't have anything good to say, then there's the old saying, you shouldn't say it. So I hope to see less of these kinds of remarks in the future. And I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about that. So enjoy your day or evening, and we'll talk to you next time.